A very, very happy new year to you all. Perhaps not the start that we were hoping for, but we really believe God has so much in store for us as a church.
Now, you may have been left reeling at the beginning of this week when the government announced a new set of restrictions, and we are basically in another national lockdown, and that is tough for all of us. And just to say, you are not alone if you've been experiencing all sorts of emotions, because we have too. There is a lot of disappointment and confusion, and please take time to just process that and work through that before God, because none of us are immune to feeling those emotions, and they are simply natural. And so as a leadership team, we have been talking and praying through what our next step should be. And we know that the virus is rife in Sutton at the moment, and so we feel that it would be unwise for us to open up the building to in-person services at the moment. We will of course keep a close eye on that. We will still be live streaming from Highfield Hall with a very basic skeleton staff, so we will still be producing the material, but unfortunately we don't feel that it's right to invite a congregation back. But obviously you can still connect in with the service in the ways that many of you have been doing right the way through this last year anyway.
And one of the things we are really excited about is we are starting a new course all about God's plan for your well-being. It's part and parcel of this book, which is written by Dave Smith. This is a 50-day devotional, and we're going to be preaching through 6 key topics of well-being. We're going to be looking at our mental well-being, our emotional well-being, our physical and spiritual, financial, vocational well-being, and really looking at what the Bible has to say about God's heart for shalom, God's perfect well-being in our lives. And so we're really excited about this. There's a complete package of videos which I know some life groups are going to be following along with. Can I just say, if you are not yet plugged into a life group, please can I encourage you to do so. Now more than ever, we need to remain connected to one another, to encourage one another, to share each other's burdens and to pray for one another. And part of this well-being course is a journey together into greater well-being, looking at what will refuel us and refill us in the year ahead, because we've got a message of hope. The gospel is good news, and we want to be full of joy and good news, even in testing circumstances and times. Well-being is a buzzword, has been for a while, and for very good reason. And yet we know the heart of true well-being is a relationship with Jesus Christ that covers everything. God is interested in the whole person. If you'd like to get your own copy of this 50-day devotional to journey with us through this preaching series, please do get in touch either with your life group leader or directly from the church office@riverchurchsutton.org.
Yeah, I think that looks like such a fantastic course, and it's so timely just at the beginning of this new year, and particularly as we've had the hard news that we are back in another lockdown. And so can I encourage you to please try and engage with as much of it as you possibly can, and also to continue doing those things that would just enable you to feel that you're connected to other people, and also to reach out and support others. I know that so many of you have been doing that so well over the last year, and thank you so much for that. But please do make use of that. One daily exercise, you're allowed to meet one other person outside still for that. Pick up the telephone. I know that we have been doing a lot of WhatsApp and Zooming, and people have to do that for work as well. It is great to be able to see each other's faces, but I know sometimes we can get zoomed out, and so do just pick up the telephone, but try and find those ways that we can just be with one another, even though we can't physically be in the same building. And one of the things that I've been doing that's been continuing right the way through the past year is the women's book study group. And at the end of last year, we finished a book. So we are at the beginning of a new year and about to start a new book. And so it is my pleasure to invite any other women who might be interested in joining with us. We meet on the last Sunday night of a month. So the end of January will be our first meeting. at 8 p.m. and we do that on Zoom. We read a chapter of the book each month and then we simply discuss it. We make time for sharing really openly. We do some spiritual practices as well. It's just a really lovely time that we're able to be together and share openly. And our next book is In His Image by Jan21. If you'd like to find out more about it, or you're interested in finding out more about how the group works, then please feel free to email me. My address is cmusters@icloud.com. So yeah, there's lots of things that we can still get involved with, even in this time where it feels like we're more apart. Actually, there's many things that we can do to stay together, stay connected, and also stay clinging on to our God and Father, who's not surprised by any of this. And his will and his purposes are still being worked out in this world and in us and through us. So let's hold on to that hope that we have and also share that with those around us in any way that we're able to in this current time.
Do take care of yourselves. God bless you. We'll see you soon.